Oh my God, you guys, it's here. The day has come. Alright you guys, welcome to the Monday video. As you see, the hint of all hints has showed up today. I haven't opened this box at all. It is completely sealed right now, as you can see, and we're gonna open that. So we're gonna do this unboxing of this. It's gonna give away the entire plan for the Foxbody 5 liter, and then we're gonna explain a little bit how this is gonna go. So let's get to unboxing this. Let's get this open. One side. Come on, I just want to open it. Look at that. One supercharger. Two superchargers. There you have it, guys. We are twin charging the 8350 Foxbody, and I'm super stoked about this, you guys. Now, it's going to be kind of a junkyard build. Obviously, we're doing it on a budget. I got two Eaton M90 Gen 3s here, so these are off a 3800 series Pontiac Grand Prix, Regal, what have you. But now that I have these, and obviously they're not going to stay looking like this, I'm going to make them look prettier. I'm still going to finish the engine first. We'll get that done, and then we'll focus on this. So I know it sounds crazy, but bear with me. Stick with me through this video, and we're going to explain exactly how this is going to happen. So we're going to be doing what's called remote mounting the superchargers onto the engine. So they're not physically going to be bolted to the intake, which is why our chop saw was one of our hints, because I'm going to take this to cut pie shapes of pipe, and we're going to make some intercooler tubing, because we're going to remote mount the superchargers on brackets off the sides of the engine. There's going to be one on each bank of cylinders, and then we're going to run piping from the bottom of our remote plates to an intercooler and up into our intake. This is also why we decided to stay with carburation. It's just going to be easier for me to tune, because the kit that is required to run from Phytech, from what I've researched, to run boost is about $1,500, and I'm just not willing to spend that right now. So I'm going to buy a handful of jets, and then we're going to get a wideband air fuel gauge and just figure out where we are and try to tune from that. I've never done anything like this before, so this is going to be a first for me, just as it is for you guys as we film this video. I've never played with anything like this, but this is the beauty of old cars. We can do this kind of thing because there's no computers to mess with. So with that, I'm going to drop a clip of Jamie's remote supercharged Chevette right now, just so you can kind of see how the setup is going to work. So I'm going to drop that right now, and then we'll get right back to you. Soon, guys, we're going to get a video up of this thing. I did this. Jamie's famous quote, it's upside down, but it says, "I got a good feeling." We got a 3/8 supercharger mounted to a plate. You can see that we just silicone the base on there. Intercooler piping comes over, through the intercooler, up to this intake on the carb hat, into this carb hat, and then into a 4-barrel Edelbrock. I believe it's like a 750 CFM or something like that. All on a little tiny Chevette engine. I believe those were made by Isuzu. But yeah, we got kind of a cool setup here, guys, and eventually we'll get a review of this beast. Alright, so hopefully that clip gives you guys a little bit of an idea of how this is going to work on the Foxbody project. So like I said, the superchargers aren't going to be directly mounted to the intake at all. It just makes it a little bit easier, but then we have to route some intercooler piping. So if you're looking at my engine bay right there, I'm going to have one mounted on this side and one mounted on this side, respectively on each bank of cylinders. So from there, literally the supercharger, you guys, is just mounted to a plate, and then the intercooler tubing is going to come off of there through the intercooler up into the carb pad on the intake. Now, as far as the carburetor goes, you can see right back here we have our Holley 650 CFM 4-barrel carb with vacuum secondaries, and there are a few things that we're going to have to do to that to set it up for boost. So if you guys haven't seen it, you're interested in doing something like this, there's a great write-up called Hangar 18. Now, I've spent a few nights researching that, and I'm going to get a handful of jets, like I said, with that wideband gauge, so that we can tune this off of the wideband gauge, get an idea of where we are, rich or lean, what have you, and then we'll just have to play with jets. But to get the carb set up right, the two things that you basically have to do, and I'm not going to go into a whole video on this because I'm not an expert by any means on how this works, but I do understand the premise of it, and the two major things you have to do is you have to modify your power valve, and then you also have to block off your choke so that you don't have a boost leak. Other than that, the carburetor should be okay. If I find that it doesn't move enough air, then we'll have to bump up to a 750 or something like that. But we're gonna mess with what we have for right now. The only couple things I need to buy is, one, I need to get a rising rate fuel pressure regulator. So that is one of the things I need to buy. And then a little more expensive, I need to buy, obviously, a wideband gauge. You could cheap out and get a narrow band, but if I'm gonna put this much work into this thing, I want a precise idea of exactly where my air fuel is so that I can tune this thing off of this. And you guys, my whole idea is the 302s are cheap, so if if I blow it up, yes, I'm gonna be sad, but I really don't care because they're cheap, so I can get another one, and then eventually we're gonna get it right. Right now, this thing's got a pretty nasty cam in it. I'll get you exact specs when we get the motor completely torn down because I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds like a goddamn popcorn machine when it's idling. I have had this thing running before, and that thing sounds like a popcorn maker. So anyway, that is what we're going to do, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy sticking around for this twin supercharged Foxbody build because I'm super stoked about it, and I'm really excited to show you guys more. So with that, I'm going to close the Monday discussion video out. Shift Wrench Repeat uploads every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Drop a comment down below, subscribe, and smash that bell button so you don't miss any of the twin charged Foxbody build or other car related content. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.